Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, welcome to the Empower Blog. This is Steve Maraboli, president of A Better Today. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. I absolutely love doing this Empower Blog. It's a quick 15-minute empowerment snack to help boost people and help them break free from their rut, even if it's just a rut you're experiencing today or a lifelong rut. You can still break free from it. Just listen to the information here on the Empower Blog. Of course, for more information about A Better Today, our speeches, our programs, more importantly, more information about our radio endeavors. We're moving the Empowered Living radio show. That's my radio show. It's the most listened to internet talk radio show in the country. We're moving it to Blog Talk Radio. For all the information about the move, you can check out empoweredlivingradio.com. That's empoweredlivingradio.com. And don't forget to check out our other sites, bettertoday.com and stevemaraboli.com. Today, the Empower Blog is about the path best traveled. You know, I often catch people at different points in their lives, whether it's on their regular journey, their spiritual journey, their career journey, their journey as a parent, as a friend. Always catch them at different points in their lives, and I'm always asked the question of how to keep going, how to break free from the rut, how to get by, how to cross the hurdles, how to follow the right path. And it often comes down to, what is the path best traveled? Well, I want to share something with you today. Because here it is. The path best traveled is your path. But you have to actually know what path you're on. That's a more important question. What path are you on? Oftentimes people forget to do something so important, and that's knowing where you are. The truth is you can't possibly know how to get to where you want to go unless you first know where you are. Knowing where you are is even more important than knowing where you've been. It's knowing where you are that gets you to where you want to be. So when you're talking about your path, your journey, whether in life or in your career, find out where you are and look back. And realize when you look back at where you've been and what you've gone through, that's not a path. That's a trail. There's a difference. It's not a path, it's a trail. The trail does not and should never dictate the path. The only thing that should dictate the path is the destination, not what's behind, what's ahead. So if your trail has led you to a certain place, if you're at a certain place standing in a position in life, in a position where spiritually, physically, in your relationship, in your career, and you don't like the path you're on, understand that the only thing that exists is where you're standing right now. Everything behind you is the trail, but don't worry, the trail doesn't drive the path. The destination does. When you're standing where you are right now, you decide what you want, and you create your path. You can make a turn at any time. You notice how roads have twists and turns, and there's right turns and left turns, and there's forks. It's never dictated by the road behind. It's dictated by what's ahead. It's dictated by what's going on. Right? And along those roads, there's different speed limits. Sometimes you can go 65, sometimes you can go 75, sometimes you go 55, sometimes you can only go 30, sometimes you can only go 15. Sometimes you're just idling by. Other times you're zooming fast. It's always going to be, the path is always going to have variations. So in your life, figure out where you're standing right now. Where am I now? What don't I like about where I am? And where do I want to be? Once you have that destination, you can map out your path to that destination. And I understand along the way, there's always something is going to come up along the journey. Nobody's life, things don't come up. Believe me, I understand. I'm in the same world you're in, and I have the same issues in life you have. I'm under the same economy, same relationships. We all have the same issues, so I know something's going to come up in the journey. Understand that it may affect your speed, but don't let it affect your path. When you're heading somewhere in your car and your destination is to get to wherever it is that you're going, although speed limits may change, you don't take a detour based on the speed limit. The destination doesn't change, therefore the path doesn't change. But understand at the same time, do not let yourself be thrown off course, thrown off that path by things that you may interpret as obstacles. It may not be an obstacle, it may just be a speed posting. Something that's going to change your speed. Maybe you're going too fast and you need to navigate a little carefully. But remember, the trail never dictates the path. You dictate it. Just because things were so and so yesterday and the day before, and for all your life it's been a certain way, that does not mean that today has to be that same way. There's no rule that says that. None. If there's a rule that says it, it's only in your head, and you create it, you can abolish it. You can free yourself from the imprisonment of your own socially conditioned thoughts and realize that the path begins today. I'm where I'm standing, and this is where I am. This is where I want to be. Let me create my map in order to get there. And once that map is created, you do everything in your power to stay on that path.